Hi everyone, so this is just a wee introductory video to take you through the basics of the National 5 English course that we will be doing this year at the college, give you my details and explain kind of how we're going to go about getting through teaching in this particularly disrupted year. So my name is James McInerney and my email address is on the screen there. For getting in touch with me just now, that'll be the best thing until we get set up on, as it says, Microsoft Teams. That should be happening in the next week or so. That'll mean that you'll be able to not just email me, but you'll be able to send me direct messages that we can probably get responded to a bit more quickly. But for now, any issues, any concerns, any questions, then fire them into my email address and I will get back to you as soon as I can. The course content at National 5. So we look at literature, which involves critical analysis, which is critical essays in response to different kinds of text. There'll be some poetry, some short stories, things like that. There's also the Scottish set text analysis, which we'll be doing regarding a text called Bold Girls, a play by Rona Munro. That one is a particular text taken from a list, and then you analyse an extract from it in the final exam. We do language as well, which is the close reading paper that I think most people will know from at some point from doing English at school. And there's also writing, a portfolio of writing to see what level you are with that and give you credit for that too. So the assessments themselves, there's an hour-long close reading paper that makes up 30% of your grades. There's a 90-minute critical reading paper, which is kind of two papers in one. The critical essay paper's in there, you get 45 minutes for that, it's worth 20%. The Scottish set text is about 45 minutes as well, it's worth 20% too. And there's the portfolio of writing. Now usually that's 2 essays, but this year it looks as though it's been reduced down to 1 to try and give us a bit more wiggle room, just because obviously there'll be a lot of disruption from COVID this year. So assuming it is moved down, then it'll just be 1 essay up to 1,000 words, 30% of the overall grade, and you'll either do a personal or creative piece or a persuasive or discursive type of essay, and that'll get sent off as part of your overall awards. The question I suspect a lot of people are really anxious about, though, is how are we actually going to do the teaching, because obviously we can't get into the college, which means that everything's going to have to change. So I've spent the last few months setting up a course that will work online rather than trying to just do my usual classes but have me sitting in front of a camera like this and just kind of saying things at you in a Zoom chat, where there's far too many people for everyone to really take part, where I can't see you, all those kind of problems. Instead, what I'm planning to do is use what you'd probably call a tutorial model. So rather than 2 weekly big whole class, Zoom or Microsoft Teams meetings, which isn't really going to work very well for English, we're going to focus more on doing a weekly 1-hour small group class. So it's a little bit less time spent, sitting on video chats for everybody, which I think is probably good for you, but it means the time that we're spending on those video chats is much more focused, much smaller group, much more attention. There'll be tasks for you to complete before those tutorial classes. So as it says there, it might be watch particular videos like this one, it might be to read a particular text, something like that, write an essay, attempt to pass paper, and there'll be things to complete after the tutorial as well, which again could be the same things. It might be about developing your notes, anything at all, whatever we need, basically. To support that, there's also going to be a full video catalogue, which is what I'm working on just now. So that'll be a collection of hopefully very short YouTube videos, which will cover all the basics of the course, take you through all the aspects of critical essays, take you through close reading, take you through bits of the folio. And I can make new ones as we go. So if issues come up through the year, if there's misunderstandings, if there are areas where lots of people have got a particular problem, then I can make these kind of on demand within reason as well. So that'll be there to support you rather than me doing the online Zoom classes, etc. Essentially think of these as pre-recorded lectures that you'll be able to watch before tutorials, but also go back to and use whenever you want to as well. And there'll also be one-to-one support. I'm setting up a system of online booking where you'll be able to go on and just book yourself in for a wee 15-minute chat with me. A video chat, probably the easiest way to do it. That'll be for if you've got a particular issue or a particular concern, something's bothering you, there's something that you're struggling with. Come into those sessions with a specific request of me, with a particular thing that you want to do or want me to explain, and I'll do my best and I'll help you out. And if it turns out that you need more than just the 15 minutes, get in touch and I'll probably see about scheduling that in manually to make sure we've got time to really get into whatever your problem is. To do all of that, two main platforms, Microsoft Teams, which will be the thing that we'll do for the video chats. It'll let you send messages as well. That booking system will be in there. There'll be links to all the videos that we do, submitting assignments, etc. can all happen in there. And I'm also going to show you how to use this thing called Class Notebook, which is the thing that we'll kind of use like your like the notebook you would have had in class, like a jotter or something like that. We use that for me to be able to distribute materials to you, send out notes to you, but also send out tasks, essays to write, close reading papers, things like that. And because it updates itself automatically all the time, it means that I'll be able to keep an eye on the work that you're doing on a more kind of ongoing basis, rather than having to rely on, you write an essay, you upload it, submit it to me, and it gets processed. I think this will be a way to try and maintain at least a little bit of the usual teaching interaction that we would have in class. But I'll show you all obviously how to use this. It'll take a bit of time, but I'm sure we'll get there. So there's my details again. If you have any questions or any concerns, need to get in touch with me about any of this, absolutely fine. Just send me an email. If it's an individual or personal question, I'll just get back to you on your own. If it's not, then I will send out messages to the whole class explaining if there's been any particular areas that I've missed. So hopefully that's okay for you. As I say, if you need anything, get in touch, and I will see you all soon for our first class.